Something is wrong with the closest planet to the Sun. Not just extreme, not just hostile, wrong. A world where the Sun freezes in the sky, turns around, and goes backward. A world where fire and ice exist side by side, a world that is physically collapsing in on itself, and a planet that shouldn't even look the way it does. Because Mercury isn't what we were told. It's the exposed core of something that was destroyed. And in the next few minutes, you're going to see exactly what happened to it and why it's still happening today. If you want more stories like this, the kind space doesn't want you to notice. Stay with me. Let's go closer. The first thing you notice isn't the heat, it's the speed. Mercury doesn't orbit the Sun. It screams around it. 47 kilometers every second, fast enough to cross an entire country in seconds, while Earth takes 365 days to circle the Sun. Mercury does it in just 88, its entire year, gone in under 3 months. It has to move that fast because here, gravity is not gentle. The Sun is not just pulling, it is trying to claim it. If Mercury slowed down, even slightly, its orbit would decay, and it would spiral inward, disappearing into the star that dominates everything. But here's where reality starts to break, because while Mercury races through space, it barely rotates. It turns slowly, stubbornly, as if resisting time itself. If you stood on its surface, you wouldn't watch days pass. You would endure them. On Mercury, one single day, from sunrise to sunrise, lasts 176 Earth days, 2 full Earth years for one day. Time doesn't flow here, it stretches, and the Sun above you, it's not familiar, it's not distant, it's overwhelming. 3 times larger in the sky, 7 times brighter, a blinding white disk burning in a pitch-black void. No blue sky, no atmosphere to soften it, just light and darkness. And then, something impossible happens. At certain points on Mercury, the Sun rises slowly, climbs into the sky, and then stops. It hangs there, frozen, and then it reverses. It moves backward, setting in reverse, before turning again and rising once more. A sunrise that hesitates, a sky that glitches. This is what I promised you, and it's real, because Mercury's orbit is stretched into an extreme ellipse. Its speed constantly changes, sometimes racing, sometimes slowing, and combined with its slow rotation, it creates this impossible illusion, a moment where the sky itself seems unsure of what it's doing. But none of that matters, because you wouldn't survive long enough to witness it. Mercury has almost no atmosphere, no air, no pressure, no protection, nothing to distribute heat, nothing to shield you from radiation. At noon, the surface reaches 430 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead, hot enough to warp metal. Your suit wouldn't just fail, it would disintegrate. And then, the sun sets, and everything changes instantly. All that heat, gone, radiated away into empty space. The temperature collapses to minus 180 degrees Celsius, colder than Antarctica, colder than anything naturally found on Earth. From inferno to deep freeze in a matter of hours. No transition, no mercy. And yet, in the middle of this chaos, there is something almost impossible. At the poles, inside deep craters, there are places the sun has never touched, not once, in billions of years. Permanent shadow, eternal darkness, and inside those shadows, we found ice, not traces, not hints, but vast deposits, billions of tons of frozen water locked away. Just kilometers from one of the hottest surfaces in the solar system, fire and ice existing side by side, separated only by light. But the strangest thing about Mercury is not on its surface. It's inside, because Mercury is too dense, too heavy for a planet this small. It behaves less like a rocky world and more like a metal sphere. Its core, a massive ball of iron, makes up about 85% of the entire planet. The crust? Just a thin shell, fragile, barely holding together. So the question is, why? Why would a planet form like this? The answer is that it didn't. Billions of years ago, Mercury may have been something else entirely, a larger planet, closer in size to Earth or Venus with a full mantle, a thick outer layer, a complete world. And then, something catastrophic happened. A rogue planet, a wandering body, moving through the early solar system, unstable, unpredictable, and it collided with Mercury. The impact was beyond anything we can truly imagine, not just destructive, but surgical. It didn't shatter Mercury completely. It stripped it, ripped away its outer layers, blew its crust and mantle into space, leaving behind the core. What survived was not a full planet. It was the exposed heart, the iron skeleton of something that used to be whole. Mercury isn't just small, it's incomplete. It's what remains. And even now, it hasn't recovered because that enormous iron core is cooling slowly over billions of years. And as it cools, it contracts. And when the inside shrinks, the outside has nowhere to go. The surface buckles, compresses, breaks, massive cliffs form, called thrust faults. Some of them rise over 3 kilometers high, long, jagged walls stretching across the planet, scars, formed as Mercury crushes itself inward. Imagine standing there, the ground beneath you, not stable, but tightening, folding, a planet slowly turning in on itself like a dying star, but made of stone and iron. This isn't a dead world, it's an active one, quiet, but still changing, still collapsing, still remembering what happened to it. And reaching this place is one of the hardest journeys we've ever attempted. You might think falling toward the sun is easy. It's not. To reach Mercury, you don't just go inward. You have to slow down. You have to cancel out Earth's orbital speed and then fight the sun's gravity. Every step of the way, it takes more energy to get to Mercury than it does to reach Pluto. We've only managed it twice, Mariner 10 in the 1970s, and decades later, Messenger. They revealed a surface covered in craters, ancient, untouched, a record of impacts, stretching back billions of years. And those craters carry names, not of warriors, but of artists. Beethoven, Shakespeare, Van Gogh, a broken world, named after those who created beauty. And in 2015, Messenger reached its end, out of fuel, out of options. After years of orbiting, it made one final descent. It fell, uncontrolled, accelerating to 14,000 kilometers per hour. And then, impact, one last scar, on a planet already defined by them. Mercury didn't notice. It just endured. Because that's what it does. It endures. It stands closer to the sun than any other world, enduring radiation, enduring heat, enduring time itself, a scorched monument. At the edge of destruction, a world of iron and silence, where days are longer than years, where the sky hesitates, where the ground is collapsing beneath your feet. It may be the smallest planet in our solar system, but it has survived the worst of it. And long after we are gone, after Earth is gone, after everything we know fades away, Mercury will still be there, orbiting, burning, shrinking, refusing to disappear.